You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
Do you want that real sports talk? Unfiltered, unsanitized? Well, you have found it. This is a revolution in radio. The realest, trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people. Yeah! What's happening? What's happening? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Days like this, man, we definitely need to bring it back. Oh, we need to bring it back. Oh, my Nelly. Oh, man, alas, I won't cry. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show, man. June 10th, 2015. And oh boy, there's a lot we're going to get into today. Man, thank you so much for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to everybody already in the chat room. Ready to get chatting. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, man, welcome. We really appreciate it. We've been doing this now for about 8 months. The show is going fantastic. We have a lot of fun around here. Trust me, we have a ton of fun around here. And so today will be no different. You can give me a call. We can hear your take live at 404-382-0388 or 0388. Or you can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. You can also hit me up on the chat line on Spreaker.com. That's the real easy way to do it, is to be totally interactive. Shouts out to everybody already in the chat room on the DougStewartShow.com. Mocha Bella, That Ninja, Jungle Brother, Vern from Jersey, Rail Scott, Texas Ty. Shouts out to you all of my Stewies. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. All right, so a good top 5 for you today. We talk about birthdays. We do a lot of fun stuff on the Doug Stewart Show, but obviously we talk about the sports. A couple little stories going on in Georgia. We're going to talk about Jacob Park, the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to talk about Jameis Winston. He's in the news a little bit right now. A little baseball talk as well. But with everybody, oh my gosh, and you see the title of the show, what everybody in America is talking about is Matthew Dellavedova. Yes! And I'm going to do this. I'm sorry. The Cavs win last night, and Matthew Dellavedova, I am convinced, has made a deal with the devil. I'm going to do this shit. Tree, just hit it, Tree. Hit it! I see what's going on. I see exactly what's going on, Delly. Who don't know you made a deal with the devil, punk? You ain't this good. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You never make me stay, so take your weight off of me. I know your every move, so won't you just let me be? I've been here times before, but I was too blind to see that you fouled every man. This time you won't foul me. He's saying that's okay. Hey, baby, do what you please. I have that stuff that you want. I am the thing that you need. He looked me deep in the eyes. He's touching me so to start. He's saying there's no turning back. He's trapped me in his heart. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Let me be. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know what's real crazy about this, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You know what's real crazy about this? One, I predicted the Cleveland Cavaliers to lose this series, and I predicted the Golden State Warriors to win this series. But then also I said early in the year I thought it would be a great story for LeBron James to bring a title back to Cleveland. But then this Matthew Dellavedova punk got me hating the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm very conflicted right now. About watching this series. I hate Cleveland, but then I want Cleveland to win. I think Golden State's going to win, but damn it, they let Cleveland win. I'm just real effed up right now. Oh. The Cleveland Cavaliers are up 2-1 in this series against the Golden State Warriors. I guess a baller award is in order. On a Wednesday, a Wild Out Wednesday. LeBron James averaging a triple-double. Goes for 40 points last night. 12 boards, 8 assists, 2 blocks. And then Matthew Dellavedova, a guy that has clearly made a deal with the devil, has 20 points last night. Stayed in front of Steph Curry for 3 quarters. Hit some big shots at the end. A huge rebound at the end of the game as well. Who the hell is this guy? Not so much dirty over the last couple of games in this series, but I still remember the dirtiness. Ew, how are you doing this? How? Oh, how are you doing this? No. Clearly, this ninja has made a deal with the devil. Very similar to the deal that Tim Tebow made with the devil. Tim Tebow definitely didn't make a deal with the devil. You know better than that. But you know what I mean? Oh, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about last night? The NBA Finals. Matthew Dellavedova is the big talk in this country. How is he doing this? Oh, how's he doing this? You answer the question for me. How is this guy doing this? How is he doing this? How's he doing this? And this kind of leads me into, calm down, man. Don't get your blood pressure up. It's already up, but try to get it back down. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This kind of leads me to my top 5 today. Top 5 sports flash in the pans. That's what we're going to do today. The top 5 splash in the pans. Yes, because I got to believe that right now, once again, Matthew Dellavedova has made a deal with the devil. But he is, in the truest sense of the word or phrase, a flash in the pan. I mean, will he be in the NBA in 2 years? Will he be in the NBA in 2 years? I doubt it. It's unbelievable. This is a very entertaining series, but I am perplexed. I am kind of conflicted once again about what I am seeing. Once again, I picked Golden State to win this series, but I hope that Cleveland could somehow find a way, but I didn't think so, especially after Kyrie Evans or Irving goes out with the injury. Even going back to Kevin Love, I didn't think they could win this series, but they're up 2-1. What say you? What say you about this series? And I'm still in shock. When this ninja came down with this big rebound last night and threw the ball up and got another off the glass shot, crucial, going up by 3 more points and hit a free throw at the line. I'm like, what the F am I watching? Am I in Bizarro World? Am I in freaking Bizarro World? That's what it feels like in watching this Matthew Dellavedova. Even the studio audience is perplexed. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? What the F are we watching? What are we watching? Oh, quick! Quick! You shot my brother quick! I don't know what we're watching. I'm so lost right now. It's unbelievable. Top 5 sports flash in the pans is what we're going to talk about today. Obviously, I want to get your thoughts about last night's Game 3 in the NBA Finals. Cavs go up 2-1. What are your thoughts? Do you think now, have you switched? Do you think the Cavs are going to win this series? Or do you still feel like me? And I'll get back into it when we get back, that the Golden State Warriors are going to find a way to win this series. I still think Golden State is going to win this series. I do. What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Thank you so much. I'm already seeing the praise of my little rendition of Dirty Dellavedova. Thank you. I do it for you. Thank you. Every opportunity I get a chance to display my singing talents, I will do it. And especially in this case. Especially in this situation. Don't go away, The Doug Stewart Show. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code Stu, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code Stu.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday, and I'm just wilded out in here, man. I'm still in shock, man. Like my homeboy Mario says all the time, remarkable what I saw last night out of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and in particular Matthew Dellavedova. In all seriousness, man, I mean, there's no more that you can really even say or talk about, or you can't give enough credit to. I mean, I'm shocked at how he's doing it. I still don't understand how he's doing it, but he is getting it done. As last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers do win Game 3 of the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. So many different angles to look at when you talk about this. So many. I mean, so many. There's so many different angles, and talking about the Golden State angle, and talking about the Cleveland angle and the fact that Cleveland is up in this series 2-1, and nobody in the world thought that they would be in this position, including myself. Once again, I thought and said that I think it would be a tremendous story, and it's kind of like in view right now. When we first talked about this, it was almost, we kind of dismissed it, that Cleveland would even be in this series. And thus, some of the conversation you're hearing right now, if the Cleveland Cavaliers do win this series, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, this might be the greatest accomplishment for a particular player in the history of the league. It might be. If LeBron can will this team to an NBA Finals, I mean, what you gonna say? And I was included in the group of quote-unquote haters for a long, long time. You know that. We just talked about that yesterday. But I've come around and acknowledged the man's greatness, and it is greatness. But if this dude can propel this team to an NBA championship, it might be the greatest thing I've ever seen in basketball, period. I've seen a lot of great things in sports, but in basketball, this might be the number one thing. Now, once again, let me slow down for a second. The Golden State Warriors were in the same position, okay, against the Memphis Grizzlies, and the rest is history. We know what happened. They were down 2-1 and came back to win 3 in a row in very convincing fashion. Last night, in the last, 4 or 5 minutes of the game, your boy Steph Curry was hot as fish grease. Where was that at the first 3 quarters of the game? I don't know. He's been off for the last 2 games, or 1 game in 3 quarters. But the last 5 minutes last night, you saw why he won the MVP award. So I want to get your thoughts on this. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And today we're going to do a top five sports flash in the pans. And there's so many different examples of guys that just came from nowhere for a short period of time. And that's what we're talking about, a short period of time. And I tied this into Matthew Dellavedova because obviously he's playing fantastic. I mean, arguably you can make an argument that Matthew Dellavedova is the MVP of this playoffs, this NBA Finals. Now, of course he's not, because they don't do anything. They're not even here if LeBron James is here. But in such crucial points in the last two games, these last two victories, this guy has just shown up. He's just shown up. And it's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. I guess I got to give him a Baller Award on a Wednesday as well. I mean, wow. 20 points. And my list here that I have of top 5 flash in the pans and top 5 flash in the pan athletes in sports of all times is very good. But remember, these are guys that had, a quick, hot spell, like once again, a flash in the pan, and then they kind of went away for the most part. You didn't hear anything else about them. So I want to get your thoughts on that. Do you have a name from yesteryear of somebody that fits that bill, that they just came on the scene, they did something real big, something that we'll remember forever and ever and ever, and then they went back to being themselves, which was average to below average. And there's a lot of great examples of that. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. 96-91. Golden State comes back from 20 points down. At one point, they were down by 3 points, and then Matthew Dellavedova comes up with a miracle shot, fouled, hits the three-pointer or finishes the three-point play, converts at the free throw line, and I think that takes them up to 5 or 6, and then Golden State just couldn't, they couldn't finish. I mean, I guess they probably expended a lot of energy. Obviously, in the shots they took in the last couple of minutes just would not fall in the way that they had fallen in between like the 3 and the 5-6 minute mark. So, incredible game, incredible series. I am very entertained. I am very entertained, and I'm sure you are too. So, what do you think? And I know there's a lot of Cleveland fans out there, and in particular, there's a lot of LeBron James fans out there as well that were just rooting and hoping that Cleveland could somehow win this series. But I don't know if you even thought that you could. Even people that are the most staunch Cleveland Cavalier fans out there probably didn't think that the Cleveland Cavaliers would win this series. You couldn't believe that. If you know anything about basketball, you would not believe that, right? You wouldn't believe that. And right now, they are in a great position. A fantastic position to win this series. So what are your thoughts on that? 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Obviously, LeBron James, man, you can't say enough about him. The Cleveland Cavaliers up in this series 2-1 once again. Golden State started to figure some things out last night. And I don't know. I'm starting to believe, and someone said this after game 2, that it appears that David Blatt is out coaching Steve Kerr. Now, both of these guys are first-year coaches, but based on their resume and what they had done this year, you thought that clearly the advantage as far as coaching went to Steve Kerr. Last night, Steve Kerr made a great coaching decision. Obviously, a fantastic coaching decision. It seems to be that it came a little bit too late, but he brought in David Lee. And you watch Golden State, you know what their stilo is. You know what they do is they shoot threes. They shoot threes. Even their big guys shoot threes, per se. And we talk about Draymond Green and Harrison Barnes. So they aren't traditional, guys on the block, forwards, power forwards. They can mix it up down there, but David Lee is a guy that you can bring in and get you those tough points, down in the paint, and that's what he did. And I don't know if he's in Steve Kerr's doghouse or something, or they just love Draymond Green so much, but don't forget, David Lee was an all-star type player for many, many years, suffered an injury a couple of years ago. I believe it was a shoulder. And then you saw the emergence once again of Draymond Green, and really hadn't played a lot at all. Really hadn't played any. And last night, Steve Kerr, a little bit too little, a little bit too late, brings in David Lee. He goes for 11 points, and I think he only played 9 or 10 minutes, or actually 13 minutes. I'm seeing it right now. And that was a crucial move. So will we see more of that in Game 4, or will they go back to just jacking it up? And now listen, jacking it up has worked. They won 67 games this year. So don't act like it didn't work. That whole axiom comes back into play, though. A jump shooting team, will they ever win an NBA Finals? We've really never seen that before. Everybody's feeling good about Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, myself included. I'm not going to deny it, myself included. But right now they are down, and they need and have to put in some type of post presence. And I think with David Lee, they get a lot of that because Andrew Bogut sucks. I mean, he absolutely sucks. And I'm holding 2 thumbs down to the ground as far as offensively. I mean, give you some tough rebounds. He's tough in the paint. Hell, he's 7 foot. He should be at least something. But scoring-wise and production now in the paint, you're not getting anything from Andrew Bogut. So is David Lee the key to this series? What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yes, I want to talk about all those things. I'm going to read a lot of your chat today. That's what I do on the Doug Stewart Show, is I read a lot of chat. I make you part of the show. You are part of the show. My wingman, my co-host. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room, man. Unbelievable what I'm watching. Like, I literally was sitting down in front of my TV last night in total awe. I was like in shock. Once again, I was in shock. When Cleveland went up by 20 points, I was like, you better get right with God. Because the end is near. The end is near. The Cleveland Cavaliers are blowing out the Golden State Warriors by 20 points. What in the F is going on once again? Unbelievable. Unbelievably exciting as well. Very exciting series, man. I am entertained. What about you? All right, when we get back from the break, man. Top 5 flash in the pan athletes in sports. I'll tell you number 5 on my list. And I also do some birthdays quickly, and I'll read some of your chat. I need to get your thoughts on this game last night. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-5787 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
If you not doing, what in the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday. I'm about to jump into a lot of your chat here, man, because y'all really, y'all like me. Y'all are perplexed, too. What in the world are we watching? And clearly, and I posted this last night on my Facebook and on my Twitter accounts. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. And I also posted it on Twitter. At Doug2 Live Stews, the number 2 Live Stews. Make sure you follow your boy on Twitter. That Matthew Dellavedova has clearly made a deal with the devil. Yes, he has. There's no other way around it. And I've got this top 5 today, top 5 sports flash in the pans, because I really honestly believe in 2 years, and this is very reminiscent. It's eerily reminiscent of Tim Tebow, where Tim Tebow came on the scene and had just this incredible run that no one could explain. Everybody in the world with any sense at all, any common sense, said that Tim Tebow sucks. He absolutely sucks. And, a couple teams later, and he's been out of the league for a while because his skill set just wasn't that great. And this reminds me so much of this Matthew Dellavedova kid. You look at him, and you clearly see his skill set is lacking. His athleticism is definitely lacking. So how's he doing it? How is he doing it? He clearly made a deal with the devil. That's my conclusion. That's my conclusion. And I do love heart, and I do love fighting guys, and they always talk about in sports you can't measure a guy's heart. I do agree with that, and he has shown a lot of that. Let's be honest. I'm giving him some credit here, okay, people. He has shown a lot of heart and played very, very tough with very limited resources. Once again, if you talk about his game. But he's a fighter. There's no denying that. He has been a fighter throughout these playoffs, and in particular these last 2 games. So, hey, an Australian kudos to his ass. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Couple of birthdays today before I jump into this chat. Atlanta's own Jeff Teague. The Atlanta Hawks' own Jeff Teague is 27 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Faith Evans is 42 years old today. Let's see, do I know any Faith songs? Yeah, let me see. She was with Bad Boy.
You don't know any Faith songs.
Keep the faith faithfully. That voice you hear in the background is my producer, Tree, the Tree of Life.
You've already sang for today. You've met the quota.
Damn it. I don't really know any Faith songs off the top. When we go to a break, I'll see if I can find one and delight y'all with a rendition. Yes, sir. So Faith is 42 years old today. And Sasha Obama is 14 years old. There's no other more ethnic name than Sasha. Sasha Obama is 14 years old today. So happy birthday to little Obama. Yes, sir. All right, so top 5. Then I'm going to jump into your chat here in a second. And you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes in sports history. Coming in at number 5 on my list is Timmy Smith. You know who Timmy Smith is, right? You know who Timmy Smith is, right? I mean, come on. Timmy Smith, the running back for the Washington Redskins, came from nowhere. A 5th-round draft pick of Texas Tech. Back in the mid-'80s, he rushed for only 126 yards as a rookie, okay? The entire season, not one game. Timmy Smith rushed for 126 yards his entire rookie season. But that's not counting the 204 yards and 2 touchdowns he put up in the Super Bowl that year at the end of the season. He would only get 476 yards in the rest of his career. Yes! Yes. So the great Timmy Smith, man, he comes in at number 5 on my list. You remember, running back for the Washington Redskins. Had that breakout big-ass game. I mean, he just broke long run after long run in that Super Bowl. So Timmy Smith comes in at number 5 on my list. The number is 404-382-0338. That is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. But the easy way is just to jump into the chat room and be totally interactive. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room. Let me get your thoughts on this, man. From Stagger Lee, Golden State is like Detroit trying to beat Boston back in the day. They just wasn't ready. They have to fight through LeBron. Damn. And once again, the LeBron James factor is very strong. And you remember Yoda? The force in this one is very strong. The force in LeBron James is very strong, man. Damn, it's strong. It's like a freaking Jedi Knight. LeBron is like a freaking Jedi Knight, man. The force in him is very strong, to say the least. And we talked about that, him being the X factor before this series started. I mean, once again, even Ray Charles could see that the Golden State Warriors are the better team based on what they did the entire season, throughout the playoffs, their personnel. But the one thing that Cleveland had going on inside, and the series isn't over yet. I got to stop. I always got to stop and remind myself the series isn't over yet. But the one thing Cleveland has on its side is LeBron James. From Joseph Green, Internet Sales, the Crash Brothers show up again. Yeah, man, Steph is really frazzled. And you know what? Once again, I try to give credit where credit's due. You know I'm not a fan of Matthew Dellavedova, but he's just done a tremendous job. Now, last night, they had done a lot of different things as far as picks, and you could see Steph having a lot better open shots and more open shots, but he rushes his shot so much seemingly over the last couple of games. And last night, once one fell, then that was it. It was like somebody hit a switch, and dude was unstoppable in the last couple of minutes of that game. Now, Klay Thompson had a fantastic game. I wouldn't call them the Crash Brothers. I would say the Crash Brother, Joseph Green, Internet Sales. But, yeah, fantastic game last night for Klay Thompson. Steph Curry, it's not looking good. If you're the MVP, this is a horrible, horrible showing. And to be defended by Matthew Dellavedova, I mean, that makes it even worse. From William Mack, emotionally wounded grown men. I was watching the game on my phone, so I didn't get a full HD version of it, but it did look like LeBron went straight Jack Tatum on Steph's legs. I don't hate LeBron, Grego, and I don't think anyone else has a legitimate reason to. I don't remember the exact play you're talking about if somebody went for Steph Curry's legs. I don't remember that play in particular. From Scotty, Golden State isn't ready for prime time. They thought this would be an easy series. They've gotten punched in the mouth and don't know what to do. That's a very good comment right there. Because I do believe that after Steph Curry, or not Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving went down with the injury, I do think that they probably subconsciously thought that this was a wrap. And such is not the case. I mean, clearly such is not the case. From Grego, I just hate LeBron because I feel like people overlook Kobe. Why does everyone else hate him? They talked about Kobe Bryant. I talked about this yesterday. But you know what? That's their problem, Sluggo. You know, obviously I'm a Kobe fan. I respect his greatness. I've said it many, many times before. I don't think Kobe's a guy I want to go have a beer with because I do think he's an a-hole. I mean, clearly, if you look at some of the things that have happened in his life, including the whole situation with him telling the police on Shaq, making his mama get out of the house that he bought for her, or something to that degree, taking his mama to court, not talking to his daddy Jelly Bean for many, many years because of the dispute about his wife. Kobe's not a good guy, I don't think, off the court. But basketball player, he's one of the best ever. I mean, right behind Michael Jordan, in my opinion, over the last 35, 40 years, as far as talent and accomplishments, I put Kobe Bryant there. But people do not like Kobe. Now, you don't have to hate LeBron. You use the term hate. And even when I didn't like LeBron, or I wasn't rooting for LeBron, and I thought LeBron was overhyped and overrated, and I thought what he did in going back to Miami was lame as hell, I never, thought that I hated anybody. I never hated anybody. That's a strong term. And I remember my mother always saying, you don't hate anybody. Hate is such a strong term. I really dislike LeBron James. I wasn't a fan. Okay? But that's then. This is now. And I've come around full circle on LeBron James. I think LeBron's one of the greatest players ever. Probably in the same conversation with Kobe, Michael, and Magic. He's in that conversation. Okay? But I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. It's almost like people try to put LeBron up on this pedestal, but then they forget about the bean. They forget about Vino, and that's bad. Yeah. You might not like the guy off the court, just like myself, but respect his greatness. Definitely feel you on that. Miss Mocabella, Doug, you better stop it with that commercial you singing about Dirty Della. You giving him good luck. You think I'm giving him good luck by singing Dirty Dellavedova? Wait a minute. Ever since my first rendition of Dirty D, he has been playing pretty good. Maybe you're right. Let me relook at that.
Oh, Lord,
let me examine
Mocha.
that. Maybe I need to re-examine that. You're right.
Does that mean you're going to stop singing?
No, I can't stop singing.
Don't you hear? That's what she's trying to...
I can't stop singing. I can't stop singing. The people want me to sing, Tree. Thank you.
Thanks, Mocha.
I mean, what I do, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I just thought about it, and I've come to a conclusion. You're right. Ever since I've been singing, Dirty Della has been having great games. He's been playing fantastic basketball. But I think the urge and the calling from the people for me to sing is bigger and greater than my dislike for Matthew Dellavedova. So I will continue to sing. Thank you. That was easy. That was an easy decision. J-Rob, we are watching True Grit for an NBA championship, the desire to be valued champion. I still believe Golden State will win just in 7 games, though. I think the Cavs are going to run out of gas. Golden State is going to run them out of the building. Very good point. I'm sure you've heard Matthew Dellavedova has gone to the hospital with excessive cramps. Had to hook his ass up to an IV because he's so dehydrated. He's been doing a lot of running around. Can you imagine trying to keep up with Steph Curry for an entire game, for 3 games in a row? Now, they do have breaks. It's not like back-to-back nights or anything like that. He's a young guy, so he should be able to do it. But if you've watched basketball, or you know anything about Reggie Miller and Ray Allen, and now with Steph Curry, and those guys are they Energizer freaking bunnies, okay? And they just run and run and run and run and run, and you got to fight through screen after screen after screen. Last night in that fourth quarter, with probably 3 minutes left when Steph had got hot, he came out, they inbound the ball, he got the ball, and I swear to you, he just ran around the perimeter of the three-point line, and they probably set 4 picks in a row. Like 4 different guys were just lined up around the three-point line, and he just ran around pick after pick after pick after pick, and he got free, and he hit a three-pointer. So imagine running and keeping up with that guy for an entire game, and that's what Matthew Dellavedova has been doing. That's what he's been doing. So, yeah, I do think that's probably going to take a toll on him and on this Cavs team in particular because they just don't have the depth. They just don't have the depth to win this series. I'm still saying Golden State should win this series, and I predicted. I did say in 7. The last minute, I changed my prediction to 7 games, and I think that's going to be the case, man. I think that's going to be the case. What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. When we get back, we're still talking about this game, and pretty much that's going to be the conversation today. spurned by your chat, I'll give you number 4 on my list of top 5 sports flash in the pans, and we'll keep it moving like that, all right? Don't go away. This is The Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad, and being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number 1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! I don't like Johnny Gill. He took my spot on New Edition. One of my favorite songs of all time from New Edition is Can You Stand the Rain? So to pay ode to that famous song, man, I'm going to give you my little rendition of Can You Stand the Rain? On a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. Ooh. When that's not possible, tell me, can you weather the storm? Then Ralph jumps in. 'Cause I need somebody who will stand. Shut up! Who will stand by me through the good times and bad times. She will always be right there. Hey, sunny days. Everybody has them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? J-Rob, Tree, if you stop Doug singing, we will renege your BPA nomination. Huh? Buster, Doug, I see why you got kicked out of the Wait a minute. Back up, Jack. Shut up. Studio audience, y'all are out of control today. I mean, seriously, we're going to talk about this. We're going to have to take y'all into Larry's office after this show. That ninja, you just cracked my damn phone screen. What? Where's all of this coming from? Who's putting y'all up to say these things? Who's putting y'all... Okay, Tree, jump on for a second. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Did you prompt these people to say these nasty things to me on Spreaker.com?
You know what?
I mean, it's jealousy. Tree, we know that you sing. But you don't have to be the only person that can sing, okay? I can see it. What do the kids call it? Hating? Is that what's going on here, Tree? Are you hating on Doug Stewart? Dirty Della.
Oh, my God.
Dirty Della. Oh. Dirty Della. Oh. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
Can't be choosers, huh?
The world heavyweight champion of Sports Talk Radio. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday, 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Top 5 sports flash in the pans, because I really do believe, bless his heart, that Matthew Dellavedova is a flash in the pan. I would be very surprised if he's still in the NBA in 2 years. But right now he's got it working. I mean, I would even say and guess that he's probably made some type of deal with Lucifer, a.k.a. Beelzebub. But, yeah, he is playing fantastic right now. Really a key component on why the Cleveland Cavaliers are up 2-1. Getting your thoughts on that, reading a lot of your chat. Really, that's the main thing we're talking about today. I got a little story I'm going to talk about in a second about Jameis Winston. Some good stuff in sports. And also a little Georgia football news, man. Quarterback is leaving, allegedly, so we'll talk about that as well. In life, things happen good and bad, and being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband and a father and protector of this family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world as well. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place, so what I've done is I put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. All right? If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, 678-439-7172. Once again, that's 678-439-7172. Again, his name is Greg Wynn. Had him on the show a couple of days ago. Great guy. He's based here in Atlanta, but he can do deals all over the continental United States of America. So once again, his number is 678-439-7172, and protect your family. Yes, sir. Number 4 on my list of top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes of all times in honor of Matthew Dellavedova is the great Buster Douglas. You talk about flash in the pan. Oh, my Lord. Buster Douglas shocked the world. Before he fought Mike Tyson and beat Mike Tyson on that fateful night, he was a journeyman boxer. Actually, he made his money, or most of his money, from just being a sparring partner. And then to beat the baddest man in the world and so decisively and not do anything of note, anything, and I mean anything of note after the win against Mike Tyson, he comes in at number 4 on my list of top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes in sports history. Yes, sir. Quarterback Jameis Winston, the top pick in the NFL draft, joined 12 other Tampa Bay Buccaneers in shaving their heads in the team's auditorium Tuesday night. The Cut for a Cure charity challenge raised $30,500 for the Pediatric Cancer Foundation, including a $10,000 donation from Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jerry McCoy. So good stuff in sports. Good stuff, Jameis. Great stuff, as a matter of fact, Jameis Winston. And from everything you've heard, all of the reports coming out of Tampa and the OTAs and how Jameis is looking, and it is just off-season stuff, okay? He looks great. I mean, he looks like a natural leader. You know the kid's a natural leader based on walking on the campus of Florida State and doing what he did and taking control of that offense and of that huddle. The guy definitely is a leader. And it looks like it's carrying over to the NFL, at least early right now. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Still getting your thoughts, reading your chat on what we saw last night in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Simply remarkable. I mean, remarkable. J-Rob had a very good post that I read in the last segment. It says, quote, from J-Rob, we are watching true grit for an NBA championship. And, yeah, LeBron James is literally willing his team to these victories. From Gary Joyner, Dirty Della is an underdog story. Part of me is happy Cavs beat on Warriors because what happened to Mark Jackson. But the other side of me likes Curry and the Warriors. Yeah, man, I'm very conflicted. I like Curry. I like the style of basketball that they play. I don't think that Mark Jackson got a fair shake. Even though I don't know what happened behind closed doors between him and management. I don't believe that Steve Kerr is doing or coaching that much better than Mark Jackson would have been able to do with this group of players. I also want to see the Cleveland Cavaliers win a championship because of LeBron James going back there. I think that would be a tremendous story. But then I don't like Matthew Dellavedova, his dirty ass. And once again, he hadn't been that dirty in this series per se. But you know what he did throughout the playoffs to Kyle Korver and to Al Horford and Taj Gibson. And I just don't like that dirty play. I'm shocked that he's actually in the NBA. So I'm very conflicted about this series. I want Golden State to win. I predicted Golden State to win, but I also want Cleveland to win. So I really don't care, I guess, at the end of the day. But just very intriguing stuff. From Darryl Berry, Blatt needs to find an answer to David Lee. I never understood why he was not playing, former All-Star. I agree 100%. That's what I said earlier. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Brian Hill, Golden State got to get to the line, check box, score for disparity. Yeah, and now if they bring in David Lee and they can score some points in the paint, that changes everything. But once again, the NBA a lot of times is about adjustments and how they make adjustments. You got to believe that David Blatt and that coaching staff, Tyronn Lue and those guys, are going to figure out a way to kind of offset what David Lee is going to bring to the table. And it's sad that they didn't figure that out earlier in talking about Golden State and get him in there earlier and have his presence down the paint earlier. Damn, it took till the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game before they figured out they need some type of post presence. And David Lee comes in there and wrecks shop. For Bro McDowell, would you get gassed or tired if you were attempting to bring a world championship to your hometown? Hell no. There's no fatigue when it comes to defending your hometown pride. This dude is on a hellified NBA Finals performance pace. The likes we've never seen. This dude ain't merely playing for a team. He's playing for the legacy of an entire city, his damn crib. And well said. Well said, Bro McDowell. And this is why I became a LeBron James fan again. And I talked about this a couple of days ago. Really the thing that flipped me, I don't think I would have been all on board with LeBron James again if he just went back to Cleveland. But I think the things that he said in that essay that was printed in Sports Illustrated, I think the things that he said were just brilliant. And I'm sure somebody on his team, an advisor, a consultant, an attorney, or somebody like that wrote that thing, a publicist or whatever. But everything that he touched upon in there, kind of made you feel some type of way, a good type of way, about LeBron James. And talking about it's a bigger issue than basketball and coming back to the community. And he understands now how important he is to that community, not only to the personality, but to the economy of the city of Cleveland. And, Miami is great. Obviously, Miami is fantastic, but it's kind of like he put it, this is his calling. Like God wants him to be in Cleveland, and about Cleveland sports historically has sucked. And for this guy to go back and say the things that he said in that letter, that essay, it really flipped me. I'm being honest, and I know it sounds kind of corny, kind of mushy, but that's real talk. And dude is playing like he's on a mission. That's a very good way to put it, Bro McDowell. From Grego. LeBron's ability to motivate others around him shows a true story. All of those NBA players are the best in the world, but confidence and belief goes a long way, and Blatt seems like a cool brother. If you take out LeBron James, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you take LeBron James off this team and you replace him with Magic Johnson, do they still look this impressive? It's not over yet, but do they still look this impressive? If you replace him with Michael Jordan, do they still look this impressive? Kobe Bryant? I don't know. I don't know, man. Once again, I've always said LeBron's really a hybrid of Michael and Magic. He has the size and the passing ability of Magic Johnson, but his skills and, getting to the basket, creating his own shot, shooting the basketball a lot of times, of Michael Jordan. Athletically, he's better than both of them would ever want to be. Jordan was a fantastic athlete, but, he ain't 6'8", 270. Yeah, he's an incredible player, man. And as far as making others around you better, I don't think it might not be anybody that's ever done it to this level with all the variables in place. Once again, Magic is right there with him and making his teammates better. But, real tough, man. Real tough for a guy that grew up a fan of Magic Johnson and the Lakers and watching basketball, the type of basketball that I watched growing up in the late 70s and the 80s and in the 90s, to give a guy this much credit. But, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. When we get back from the break, more of your chat. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. And I'll give you number 3 on my list of top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes of all times. And all I'm going to do is continue to read chat. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number 1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! This is your boy Doug Stewart, one half of the 2 Live Stews. Check out my brand new daily show and podcast that airs live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Spreaker.com. That's the Doug Stewart Show daily at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Spreaker.com. Or check out the podcast anytime, 24/7. If you not stewing, what in the world are you doing?
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number 1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Hour number 2. This is the Doug Stewart Show, June 10th, 2015. Wild Out Wednesday. I nubbed you. Shouts out to everybody, man. Shouts out to the Stewies, definitely, no matter what. But shouts out to the Stewies. Everybody that listened to the show and passed the word on the show. This is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. But a special shout out to everybody that donates to the Doug Stewart Show, which you can do as well at thedougstewartshow.com. But yesterday, man, received a couple of really, and what I would deem, big donations. People believe in this show. People believe in the product that we are selling around here, man. And I just want you to know, man, it is greatly appreciated. Any financial donation that you can make to the show, man, we appreciate it. Trust me, we're not going to be begging and asking for donations for a long time. At some point, we're going to be on our own, be able to sustain on our own. But right now, it's kind of tough. This is independent radio. There's a lot of people out here that don't want to see this experiment work. Trust me on that. There's a lot of these, what the young people call haters out there. From the Doug Stewart Show, my philosophies, my realness. A lot of people don't like it. Trust me on that, okay? You just trust me on that. But with your support, man, and your donations, man, we're going to make it. We are going to make it, so thank you very much. Ooh. And yesterday, the great Tree of Life came up with a great idea. So if you donate $20 or more, you'll get your official first run edition of the Doug Stewart Show T-shirt. Okay, and when you make the payment on PayPal, in the little comments, if you could, just put the size shirt that you need. So $20 or more, you get a free T-shirt. Actually, you're paying for it, but you know what I mean. So $20 or more, you get a T-shirt. If you donate $10, between $10 and $20, we got another great little thank you that we'll send you out as well from the Doug Stewart Show. You'll really like this. Yeah. So $10 to $20 or $10 to $19.99. We got a nice little surprise that we'll send you as well. Kind of like a collector's type item from the Doug Stewart Show. Just a little something to say thank you very much. All right. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Talking about the NBA Finals Game 3 right now. Cavs up 2-1. My wife's from Cleveland. Okay, my wife's from the Cleveland area. She's actually from a little town outside of Cleveland called Lorain, which is like 20 minutes from downtown Cleveland. And her family is just ecstatic right now. This is going to be a celebration amongst celebrations. It's going to be like freaking 1999 in Cleveland if they can win this NBA championship. And you're talking about a long-suffering city as far as the sports are concerned. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The fumble, the drive, going down to the Braves in the World Series in '95. I mean, just a lot of just bad things. Jordan over Elo. I mean, just Cleveland's just really suffered. I mean, Cleveland and Atlanta, they might be neck and neck as far as long-suffering sports franchises in sports, but they are on the cusp of doing it real big. Congratulations to Cleveland. So back to the Dellavedova conversation. Top 5 sports flash in the pans of all times. And I really think Matthew Dellavedova is in this conversation because I don't think the guy is going to even be in the NBA in 2 years. I mean, he's made some type of deal with the devil, I contend. So coming in at number 5 on my list was Timmy Smith. Number 4 on my list was Buster Douglas. Number 3 on my list is the great Jeremy Lin. Y'all know about Jeremy Lin. Unrecruited out of high school, undrafted out of Harvard, waived by the Warriors, waived by the Rockets, barely a member of the Knicks. Next thing you know, this dude is going ham, scoring 28, 30 points a game. Carmelo Anthony goes down with an injury. Somehow, your boy Mike D'Antoni puts in Jeremy Lin, and for a 2 or 3 week run, he was on fire. Now, I believe in his skills and his game a lot more than I even do of Matthew Dellavedova. And I even thought that Jeremy Lin was the real deal for that couple of weeks and thought that he was a good NBA player. Now, he's got a couple of big deals. Subsequently, after leaving the Knicks, now with the who's he with now? Is he with Houston still? No, he's not with Houston. I'm sorry. I don't even remember the damn team. He's been traded a couple of times. But you know what he is. I mean, he's a good player. He's a solid player, but he's not as good of a player as he was for that 2 weeks with the Knicks a couple of years ago. So for that, Jeremy Lin comes in at number 3 on my list of top 5 sports flash in the pans. Yes, sir. Let me read some of your chat here. Jump on Spreaker. Follow the show at Spreaker.com. Okay, and then jump in the chat room and post your chat, and I'll read chat the entire day. Thank you so much for posting your chat and being totally interactive. From Scotty, F. Steve Kerr. God won't let Golden State win for screwing over Mark Jackson. I don't know if God really has time to have a rooting interest on basketball. I mean, I don't know about that.
God.
You think God's sitting around with a bag of popcorn watching the NBA Finals? I don't know about that. So wait, what do you say about this, Tree? You think God won't let Golden State win because how they screwed over Mark Jackson? I just don't buy into that whole philosophy.
Karma, universe, God. I mean, we don't want to put God in a box.
So same thing. You're saying karma is the same thing as okay.
Yeah.
With that. I see. We'll go with that. Chucktown Frank, good call, joiner. That ball don't lie. They took the job from Mark Jackson, and that's why they won't win. Wow. Well, man, Chucktown Frank even agreeing with the whole God won't let Golden State win. I don't know about that. So what happens when Golden State does come back and win this series? Does God have a change of mind? Right. I mean, it's not over. It's not over. It looks very good right now for Cleveland. I still like Golden State to win in 7. From Ronald Cameron, Cavs in 6. Wow. Gregor, LeBron is outscoring Steve Kerr, or out-coaching Steve Kerr. LeBron said they've got some studying to do. Gary Joyner, Steve Kerr is overrated as F. Stagger Lee, Cleveland winning this thing. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Steve Kerr and all the kudos that he has gotten this year for coaching this Golden State team, if they continue to get out-coached and out-schemed, whether it's by David Blatt or whether it's by LeBron James, his brand is going to take a hit. And more people are going to come out and say that Mark Jackson could have done the same thing, or maybe even more with this Golden State team than what Kerr did this year. That's definitely in play. I definitely feel you on that. If they don't win this series, Steve Kerr is going to really, really take a hit as far as the job everybody thinks that he did this year. From Gregor, I don't like the way Golden State was picking the hell out of Dirty Della. Oh, yeah, they were picking the hell out of him. I mean, all night long. I talked about one play in particular in the last couple of minutes. If you can go back and look at it, if you DVR'd the game, there was a play where they probably set up 4 picks on that three-point line, and he just ran around that arc from one side of the court all the way to the other side and got free and hit a three-pointer. From Sly the Sports Guy, Timmy Smith running back with my Redskins. Okay, he obviously posted that before I read his name. Sly the Sports Guy, or William Mack, flash in the pan, Kansas City Chiefs, Dante Hall. Dude was terror returning kicks and with the ball in his hands, and then one day nothing. Yeah, but he was very good at returning kicks. Or did he do all of that? He returned like 5 or 6 punts for touchdowns like in 1 year. Did he do all that in 1 year and then nothing else? You remember little Dante Hall. Played wide receiver, like slot receiver as well for Kansas City, but mainly was a return guy. Did he do that over a couple of years, or was it just 1 year where he had that fantastic season where he returned all those kicks? I don't remember exactly. From Andre Elam, Curry is playing and looking like a kid at a private school who's supposed to be good, but when they play the kids from the Metro Hood schools, they disappear. And that was kind of the feeling that you got about Steph Curry when he came out of college. That's something you kind of feared, is the competition that he played at Davidson, his small frame. When he got up here with the big boys, that would all go away. Now, he's proven that not to be the case, obviously in being the MVP, but in these last 2 games, you kind of get that feel, that this ain't no private school. This ain't like a little small town. This is the big time. And LeBron's been here many, many times before, and that experience is definitely coming into play. Definitely coming into play. From Stagger Lee, Harold Miner, flash in the pan. That's a good one. But he really wasn't a flash in the pan in the NBA. He was a flash in the pan at USC. Yeah, but that's a good one as far as flash in the pans. From Casey, I'm throwing Buster Douglas on that flash in the pan list. I read him earlier. He's number 4 on my list. Ronald Cameron, Cleveland needs to play both Miller and Sean Marion more so LeBron can get some rest. Has Sean Marion even been in the game in this series? I don't remember seeing him last night. I don't. Maybe before they went to the halftime, he's been doing this thing where they always hold him out a minute or 2 before the end of the quarter. I don't remember Sean Marion getting into that game last night. I don't remember that. Yeah, but they got to do something because LeBron's playing a ton of minutes. All of these guys are playing a ton of minutes for Cleveland, and it might come back to bite them. All right, when we get back from the break, man, more your chat, more your thoughts on the NBA Finals, Game 3 from last night, and a little Georgia Bulldog talk. Yeah. Georgia got some real issues at quarterback. We'll talk about it up next. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. And talking NBA Finals, Game 3 last night. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are in control of this series. Oh, boy. And Matthew Dellavedova clearly has made a deal with the devil. You better believe that. I mean, there's no other explanation. There's no other explanation. And speaking of which, coming in at number 2 on my list of top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes in sports history, even though his story isn't done yet, it's not all the way told yet, number 2 on my list is Matthew Dellavedova. Actually, this. I mean, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. And the only reason, once again, his story isn't told completely yet, but I fully expect in 2 years for him to be playing in Greece. Yes, there's no denying. And you can call that hating, I don't care. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it, that's fine. But I fully expect this guy in 2 years to be somewhere in Czechoslovakia someplace, or in Shandong, China, or in Zimbabwe, Africa, playing basketball. So he comes in at number 2 on my list. Just incredible what he's done, man. Going back the last couple of series with all the issues that the Cleveland Cavaliers have had injury-wise, having to insert him in the starting lineup. What is he, 6'1", 6'2"? I mean, can't move worth a damn. I mean, no athleticism to even speak of, but making big play after big play after big play. I mean, he's doing that. Okay, once again, you can argue that as far as relevance to winning these last 2 games in these finals, you can give a lot of credit, maybe as much. No, not as much, slightly less. Credit to Matthew Dellavedova as you do to LeBron. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Quarterback Jacob Park, second, third string at the University of Georgia, supposedly is out. That's right. He is supposedly going to transfer. You know the story about what happened a couple of days ago. We got news that former Virginia quarterback Grayson Lambert is coming to Georgia, is transferring actually to the University of Georgia to play for the Bulldogs as well. Jacob Park was a guy, and this is interesting thing about Jason Park. He was the number one or the player of the year in the state of South Carolina. He actually played for Stratford High School, which is like the next town over from my town. Okay, I always talk about, Berkeley High School and my high school and the great football that we have down there in the Low Country. That's what they call the whole area, the Low Country, the lower part of the state. And our number one rival was against the Somerville Green Wave. Stratford was actually a school built kind of between, it's in Goose Creek, which is kind of, remnants, it's kind of in the same circle in between, per se, between Somerville and my hometown of Moncks Corner, South Carolina. But it's in Goose Creek, South Carolina. Very good football program. They got a lot of money at Stratford High School. And this kid, Jacob Park, actually was a quarterback there. They won a state championship his senior year. Very, very heralded coming out of high school, but really hadn't done anything at the University of Georgia at all. So now you got Bryce Ramsey. You got Patan Barter. I always, kind of struggle to say that guy's name, whatever. The kid that came from Florida. And that's vying for this quarterback spot for the Georgia Bulldogs. And one thing I'll say, once again, once Lambert came here, that kind of was made evident to the fact that Georgia really doesn't have a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, if you're taking in transfers right now, you got guys transferring away, you really haven't named your starter yet, no one really knows who is the starter, you got an issue at quarterback. And that's exactly what's going on with the Georgia Bulldogs right now. So we'll see how this thing plays out. But, yeah, Jacob Park is gone. A lot of speculation really over the last couple of months, ever since Mike Bobo left to take the head coaching job at Colorado State, that one of these guys who he coached when he was here at Georgia for such a long time and obviously playing at the University of Georgia, that one of these guys in the logjam of quarterback would transfer to Colorado State. Now, they're not saying that Park is going to do this yet, but that's kind of like, what people are thinking because of the familiarity between him and Bobo, that he would transfer to Colorado State. But I haven't heard any confirmation on none of that right now. So, Bulldog fans, what do you think? This isn't looking too good. We are, a month and a half, 2 months away from 2-a-days in August, and you still scrambling, trying to figure out who your quarterback's going to be. That is not a good thing. 404-382-0338. is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewart.com. Let me read more of your chat from my man Craig O. Flash in the Pan, Harold Miner, a.k.a. Baby Jordan, played for the Heat. I remember him, talked about him earlier. I think Stagger Lee mentioned him as well. 9-0 the Rhino says in the chat room, Lee's defense was keeping him off the floor. We're talking about Lee that came in the game last night for the Golden State Warriors. From Mitchell, stop it, Doug. That's blasphemy. Delhi for MVP. Delhi for MVP? Child, please. Once again, though, and I said it, you can make an argument as far as relevance in helping them win these last two games. Yeah. If they didn't have Matthew Dellavedova in these last two games, they probably lose both of them. It's as simple as that. LeBron James is definitely the MVP of this series. Hell, LeBron James is probably the MVP of the league, the real MVP of the league. You ask a lot of people. But without Matthew Dellavedova, they probably don't win these last two games, and that's real. From Brian Hill, Timmy Smith was moving that weight, laugh out loud. From Jero, Delhi is that dude off the football team that plays all sports like he's playing football. Just rough and don't know any other way how to play. Steph is a straight finesse player, I agree with this, and is just not used to the rough house tactics, laugh out loud, the way the old school Knicks used to do Pippen back in the day. Very good analogy. Very good analogy. And you can tell, and you could watch Steph Curry. Dellavedova is really getting in his head. Very much like Bruce Bowen used to do for the San Antonio Spurs. Just a real pest. Okay, I'm not really too mad at you being a pest and getting in guys' head because that's the way I grew up playing basketball, and we all, for the most part, grew up playing basketball at the playground. It was always an agitator. There was always a dude you didn't want guarding you because it just wasn't fun. You ever had a guy when you were playing basketball that was just up in your shorts even when you didn't have the ball, and that's exactly what Dellavedova is doing now. I also add to his resume being dirty based on what he did throughout these playoffs, as I talked about earlier, with Kyle Korver and Al Horford and that whole crap with Taj Gibson. He hadn't really done it this series, but he still falls under the dirty category for me. He does. And you're right. There couldn't be a more perfect definition or face of the term finesse than Steph Curry. His game is 100% all finesse, and I mean it has to be because of his size. He's just a little slight dude. So I understand it, but yeah, he is the perfect example, great point, Gerald, of being a finesse player. That's him. From Vince Wright, LeBron is setting himself apart. If they win, he is an all-time legend. I think he's already an all-time legend, but I think you really can make a case to put him in the conversation once again with Jordan in earnest. With Jordan, Kobe, Magic, those guys. From Grego, top 5, Jeremy Lin, 4, Buster Douglas, 3, Tebow, 2, Michelle Wee, 1, David Tyree. Why do you got Michelle Wee in there? I don't think Michelle Wee has ever done anything to the point where you could even say she's a flash in the pan. I don't think she even has that on her resume. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Griff, Timmy Smith ran all over the Broncos. I remember that in the Super Bowl. Togo, Uganda. Doug, I missed the song of the day, or should I say unsong of the day. Hey, let's skip that email. Who we got here? From Gerald, bring it back, Doug. Dirty Della. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Gerald. Nino the Rhino. Do soon as I get home, Doug. Soon as I get home. I think I might do that. Stay tuned. That's ooh. I really got to dig deep in my soul if I'm going to go with that one, if I'm going to sing that one. Fat Boy McCoon, Jeff Teague, the reason they are not in the finals, should have been blowing right by Delhi. Yeah, man, but once again, on paper, it seems like Curry and Jeff Teague should just run by Delhi. Somehow Delhi's been staying in front of these guys. It's a miracle. And that's why I said he's obviously made some type of deal with the devil. He shouldn't be able to stay in front of Jeff Teague and Steph Curry. I mean, he just shouldn't be able to do it, but he's been doing it. From Miss Mocha Bella, how is Carmelo Anthony feeling right to possibly see his old teammates JR and Shumpert might get a ring? Yeah, that says a lot about Carmelo in my opinion. Niner for life. If Golden State start with Lee, they could turn this. They outscored Cavs when he was on the floor. Zelly is better than Bogut too. Yeah, maybe you put Zelly in there a little bit more and you leave David Lee in there a little bit more. You kind of balance out, your scoring and your offense a little bit more. Now, I think that's kind of dangerous because this is something new. If they do go with that and they try to have a bigger presence in the paint, this is outside of the norm of what they've done the entire season. And that kind of shows a sign of weakness. If you flip the script on everything you've done the entire season, in which you won 67 games, that's kind of like, if I was Cleveland, I smell blood in the water. I would. For you to change everything that you've done, that you've been so successful with this entire year, if you flip it, then that says a lot, man. That says a lot. You got to be very careful. I think at this point they might have to or experiment with it a little bit earlier than what they did, obviously, in this game, in Game 4. But it's very, very dangerous, I think. I think it's very dangerous. We'll see. They got to do something. They got to do something. Oh, man, great chat, man. Oh, great chat. When we get back, I'm going to keep reading chat. I'm going to keep reading chat. That's what we're going to do when we get back. Yeah, Matthew Dellavedova. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right? When we get back, more of your chat, more conversation about Game 3 of the NBA Finals. This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Hold on. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam. I see what's going on. I see exactly what's going on, Deli. Who don't know you made a deal with the devil, punk? You ain't this good? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You never make me stay, so take your weight off of me. I know your every move, so won't you just let me be? I've been here times before, but I was too blind to see that you fouled every man. This time you won't foul me. He's saying that's okay. Hey, baby, do what you please. I have the stuff that you want. I am the thing that you need. He looked me deep in the eyes. He's touching me so to start. He's saying there's no turning back. He's trapped me in his heart. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Dirty Dellavedova, no. That boy is talented. Dirty Dellavedova, no. Let me be. That boy is talented right there. Oh, my gosh. If you're just joining me on the Doug Stewart Show, that was earlier from today. Thank you for the production tree. That boy is talented. Oh, that's an ode to Dirty Dellavedova. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Oh, man, I shock myself sometimes, man. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yeah, man, talking about the NBA Finals. All I'm doing really is reading your chat. Thank you so much for the chat. That's what makes this the most interactive, the most fun show in America is y'all with this chat. We're also doing top 5 flash in the plan, athletes in sports. I keep wanting to say plan, flash in the pan, athletes in sports. On my list, number 5, I had Timmy Smith. Former running back for the Washington Redskins. You know what he did in that Super Bowl, went ham. Buster Douglas with the knockout coming from nowhere, knocking out Mike Tyson and subsequently not doing anything after that. Jeremy Lin at number 3 on my list. You know what Jeremy Lin did. Had a magical 2 weeks for the New York Knicks. Solid player, but not that player that we saw those 2 weeks in New York under Mike D'Antoni. Matthew Dellavedova comes in at number 2 on my list. Obviously, he's the inspiration for this whole conversation today because I really believe, and you can call it what you want, I really believe in 2 years he'll be playing basketball in Iceland. But right now, he's got it working, definitely. I'll give you my number one guy, and you should know who it is, coming up in about 15 minutes. Let me read more of your chat here, though, from Griff. He says, Deli is kind of like Kurt Rambis. Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. Like Kurt Rambis, but much, much smaller. Not as strong. Yeah, but you're right. But I understand what you're saying. Kurt Rambis was always on the ground. Me being a Laker fan, I definitely know Kurt Rambis' stilo. Kurt Rambis was always on the ground, always scrounging, trying to get a loose ball, always, wrestling with people, trying to struggle the ball away from them as well, doing tip balls, hell balls. He was the dirty guy on the team, kind of like Dirty Deli. Kurt Rambis was that dirty lunch pail type, guy in the paint for the Los Angeles Lakers for many, many years. From Ronald Cameron, defense and hustle, that's how he's doing it. Dirty Della, hashtag Dirty Della. From Andre Elam, shouts out to you, Andre Elam. Matt Castle with the Patriots when Brady got hurt, flash in the pan, hashtag flash in the pan. That's a very good one. Matt Castle, he's still in the league, I'm sure, as a backup somewhere. And maybe he's still in Minnesota. I'm not exactly sure, but that's a good one. Matt Castle talking about top flash in the pans in sports of all times. From Fat Boy McCoon, Dellavedova is this year's J.J. Barrera. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Great comparison. But I will say this. He's not even a J.J. Barrera. Because J.J. Barrera, at least, is fast as lightning. He's like a little Mighty Mouse out there. He's quick as hell. Very athletic. He's not tall. But J.J. Barrera, for his size, is super athletic. Like, he's the type of guy that would be like a punt returner or whatever if he played football. He has tremendous handles as well. Dellavedova is a good comparison to J.J. Barrera, but even in a lesser sense, I think, or more of a sense, I guess is the best way to put it. From William Mack, the first couple of minutes of the fourth is Exhibit A. If where this team is without LeBron, not even worthy of a playoff spot, trash without him. I'm not going to go that far. They got some good pieces. Speaking of which, man, Andre Iguodala has been playing fantastic as well. Then they bring in David Lee last night. I think people forget, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, I think William Mack is kind of forgetting a little bit as well. I think trash is a strong term to call his team. Or, he's talking about Cleveland. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Cleveland. Yeah, you're right. Without LeBron, man, is this team even a playoff team? Let me stop and think about that for a second. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Is this team even a playoff team without LeBron James? I mean, right now, no. No, maybe if you have Kyrie Irving and you have Kevin Love, they made deals for Kevin Love and they still got Kyrie Irving. Maybe they squeak in at an 8th spot with Kevin Love. Maybe they're a 7th spot because it is the East. Okay, so maybe they squeak in at a 7th spot, but not much better than that. They are in the NBA. First of all, it's an accomplishment, the amount of games that they won. Then it was even more icing on the cake that they made the NBA Finals. And now they are in a real position where they could win this thing. And that is all because of LeBron James. Don't fool yourself. You might be a LeBron James hater. Trust me, I've been there. But this is all because of LeBron James. Maybe a 7th seed. Maybe a 7th seed. That's the most I'm going to give them. You're exactly right, William Mack. Very good point. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. From Jersey Vern, Cavs in 6 on their floor. Curry got punked off the first 3 quarters by a white boy. He is white. What they got to do with anything? Cleota 72. I laugh out loud. Last night I keep finding myself singing Dirty Della Ho. Yeah, thank you. I think we might even sell that single that I cut earlier. Niner for life. Cleveland has 3 first-round players, Thompson, J.R. Smith, and Shumpert. They traded 2 first-rounders for Mozgov. How garbage are they? No, but they aren't really great players. J.R. Smith and Shumpert, I mean, what? I mean, they're really 6 men. and J.R. Smith won the six-man award a couple of years ago. They aren't really like bona fide starters that you would consider starters in the NBA. They're solid as hell. They're fringe starters, but they aren't anything to write home about. I mean, what? Thompson? Thompson's very solid. He's not an all-star, is he? He's not an all-star. Is he an all-star? I don't think he is. From Grego, LeBron is the best situation for his own personality, or in the best situation for his own personality. He's like a big kid and has friends and younger guys playing with him, which probably makes him know that he is the leader. Who knows what was going on in the locker room in Miami? Warriors in 7, though. Very good point, man. I heard somebody this morning, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Like I say all the time, I have Mike and Mike in the background playing, checking out their show from the Puppet Factory. And someone made, it might have been Mike Greenberg, in the comparison between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And LeBron James, it seems like everybody just loves playing with this guy, obviously because he gets everybody else involved. He's not really a shoot-first guy. And from what we've heard, coming from the locker room of the Chicago Bulls in Michael Jordan's era, if you didn't play hard, if Jordan didn't think you played hard, you didn't give 100% maximum effort, whether you were or not, if Jordan perceived you as not doing what you were supposed to, he'd punch you in the mouth. Literally and figuratively. Jordan has punched guys in the mouth. Slap guys, supposedly. And so, I don't know how much guys liked, quote unquote, liked playing with Michael Jordan. Now, at the end of the day, they won 6 rings, and a lot of guys like Steve Kerr and, I don't know, Tony Kukoc and guys like that, they owe Michael Jordan a lot. But did they really like playing with him? Would they have rather played with Jordan or LeBron? It seems like everybody in the world loves playing with LeBron James. That's just what it seems like. From Grego, Verjao is their mascot. Gary Jordan, where does Verjao fit in the Cavs next year? Once again, if they win a championship this year, man, there's going to be a lot of guys they can just cut loose and save cap space and pick up other pieces to make them even stronger if they win this series this year. From Fatboy McCoon, Green didn't take out Shump. Shump tried to flop off the screen but got sandwiched. That's how he got hurt. Yeah, I don't think the play last night where Draymond Green and Shumpert ran into each other was a dirty play. No. And Shumpert came back to play. Vince Wright, real talk, LeBron's on a mission. Can he wrap it up for Northern Ohio? John Fisher, if God had a say in sports, Tim Tebow would be MVP and a Super Bowl champ. Exactly right. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Somebody earlier said that God's not going to let Golden State win because of how they got rid of Mark Jackson. I just think God got more important things to do than worry about the NBA Finals. From Cornelia Small, Mark Jackson is a pastor and had them boys going to church. Yeah, that was supposedly one of the bones of contention with Mark Jackson at Golden State. Quote, unquote, allegedly, one of the owners, is it the owner or the GM, one of the front people or one of the people in the front office is gay. And obviously Mark Jackson, being as religious as he is, he's a pastor. I think at one point they said that he had them boys going to church. And people take umbrage with that stuff, separation of church and state, especially in 2015. So that allegedly was one of the issues that the Warriors organization had with Mark Jackson. From Uncle Mike, I think Doug is a fake Laker fan. Lynn is a Laker. That's right! Punk-ass Lynn is on the Lakers! I forgot. I thought he had been traded. I hadn't been watching that team that much this year. They suck this year. Fatboy McCool, BPA to Doug for not knowing your team roster. Damn, I forgot all about Lynn was on the damn team. You're right about that. But I'm not giving myself a BPA. I'm definitely not doing that. The Kicking It with Kissy show, I have nothing to do. Doing 10 to 12, better than the Doug Stewart show. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Kicking It with Kissy. I really do appreciate that. From 9-0 the Rhino, Georgia fans have gotten Rick a lifetime pass. Andre Elam. Tristan Thompson is why the Cavs are dominating. From Grego, LeBron didn't win the MVP because of how he acted at the start of the season. Lethargic, didn't run back down the court, etc. Some people have forgot about that. Yeah, but we know who the best player in basketball is. From Terrence, if LeBron brings a chip to Cleveland, his legacy would be unimpeachable. The guy is averaging 40 points with a triple-double. Not to mention he's doing with a raggedy makeshift team. You're exactly right. All right, when we get back from the break, I'll tell you number one on my list of top 5 sports flash in the pans, as well as I'll read more of your chat before we end today's show. I mean, this is the fastest 2 hours in sports. It is. All right? Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
This is the Doug Stewart Show. Wild Out Wednesday. Thank you for joining your folk. Man, a lot of fun today. A lot of fun every day. Shouts out to all of the Stewies. Shouts out to all of the Stewies. Man. I mean, this finals is very entertaining. I mean, that's an understatement. As far as what we're seeing on the floor. and these little storylines, man, just great, great stuff. We've been talking all day today about the top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes in sports. I gave you my list. Number 5 on my list was Timmy Smith, former Washington Redskin, Buster Douglas. Number 4, number 3, Jeremy Lin, Matthew Dellavedova at 2. And number 1 on my list, and I've talked about him a couple of times today, there was no denying it. Number 1 on my list, flash in the pans, is the great Tim Tebow. My Lord. And I guess the only reason I'm putting him ahead of Delly is because, once again, Dellavedova's story is still being written. And Tim Tebow, man, what he did for that run that he had with the Denver Broncos for the last, I don't know, what was it, 8, 9 games of that season, where he took them to the playoffs and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. The pass across the middle to Bebe Thomas for a touchdown, winning that first game in the playoffs. What that was that was scary freaky. That was scary how, magical of a run that Tim Tebow had. And everybody knew he couldn't play. Everybody knew that he sucked. He couldn't hit the backside of a barn. But to do it in football, which is the number 1 spectator sport in this country by a long shot, was just incredible. And, I mentioned, all day long how Dellavedova has made some type of deal with the devil. And it couldn't be that for Tim Tebow because he's the most God-fearing man in the history of the world. So he must have made some type of deal with God. Yes, he did. And he's back in the league now. He's getting a 3rd opportunity or a 4th opportunity and playing with the Philadelphia Eagles. So, wow. Yeah. So Tim Tebow comes in number 1 on my list of top 5 flash-in-the-pan athletes in sports. I don't expect Tim Tebow to make this Philadelphia Eagles squad. Now, you know what? He might make it because of the coach and what he likes to do in the system, and he runs freaky type of plays like that. So Tebow might make this roster, but it's not because of talent. Let's just be real about this. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show from That Ninja. Anybody can do what Della did, not special or unique. Yeah, I guess technically anybody could do it, but have they done it? This kid has done it. Yeah. 9-0 the Rhino. I hope Georgia lose every damn game this year. You must be a Georgia Tech fan. From Gary Joyner, Mark Richt doesn't have to face tough press here in Georgia just as long as he wins 9 games. I 100% agree with that. Once again, Mark Richt, from all indications, is a great guy, fantastic person. Once again, another God-fearing man. But, yeah, they win 9 games, and not that he hadn't done a great job. It's just that if I were in position, if I was the athletic director at the University of Georgia, I would just try something different. A lot of times, guys, they do well, but we trying to get to the next level. I mean, it's not about even making it to the SEC championship. It's about ultimately winning a national championship. And I think they're very settled in their ways, and they're happy with Mark Richt and what he's done. Once again, he's done a great job, but if it's about making it to an SEC championship, you flawed from the start, in my opinion, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's going to be tough this year for Georgia, obviously, in my opinion, based on this quarterback situation. From Key 941, Stewie's in a meeting, can't listen, but if the Warriors cannot make open shots, they will lose this series, and I'm gone. Very well said. DC Cavalier, as a Virginia fan, goddamn riddance to Grayson Lambert. I have no idea why Georgia would even take him. Yeah, he didn't really do a lot when he was at the University of Virginia and starting for them for a couple of years from Grego. So what did Jim Brown do to be blackballed? I don't know exactly which story you're talking about. Jim Brown was in attendance last night at the game, had floor seats. LeBron kind of paid homage to him at the start, kind of bowed down to him. You talk about 2 of the biggest sports figures in the city. That's 1 and 2 right there, probably. Let me think. In Cleveland and Cavaliers. Yeah, LeBron and James Brown got to be 1 and 2. Or Jim Brown. Andre Elam, Sean Marion is the Cavs water boy. Haven't been in the games this series with that ugly-ass shot I wouldn't put his ass in either. You remember Sean Marion got a lot of burn earlier in the year. And then he actually announced his retirement, saying that he wasn't going to play. This was his last year, or that he was going to retire after the season. And he hadn't gotten any burn at all on the floor. From Ronald Cameron, when we talk about iconic black athletes who had an impact on and off the field, Jim Brown should be at or near the top of the list. 100% agree with that statement as well. What else we got here? From J.B. Jennings, he says the fastest show on turf. I appreciate that. From Vince Wright, my man Vince Wright, Big Smooth One. Shouts out to you, Vince, in Minnesota. He says, we are glad they traded Wiggins to us here in Minnesota. Yeah, y'all are. Yeah, y'all are, because Wiggins balled out of control, obviously Rookie of the Year. I saw somebody mention it earlier. Oh, here it is right here from J.B. Jennings. Shouts out to you, J.B. Jennings. Cavs really messed up trading Wiggins, especially if Love leaves after this year. Yeah. Hindsight is 20/20, though. Okay? At the time they did the deal, I thought that it was a good deal because, you know, you got to win right now with LeBron James here, only really under a one-year deal. So I actually thought it was a good deal in comparison to Chris Bosh and the role that Chris Bosh played with the Miami Heat. He was really a three-point shooter the last couple of years. And statistically, you know, Kevin Love had been a better three-point shooter. Now it's looking like if you factor in that Kevin Love was the main guy on a bad team, that Kevin Love may not be as good of a player as we thought he was. I don't know. Also, you have the chemistry issue this year with LeBron. Everybody doesn't really have defined roles. So it looks like right now that Wiggins is going to be a perennial all-star and probably one of the best players in the league for a long, long time. And you gave him away for a guy that probably, he says he's not, but he might. There's a great chance that he might leave. Yeah, you got the ass into that deal. You definitely did. So that's going to be a storyline for a long, long time to watch. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you're an NBA fan, the progression of Andrew Wiggins and what happens with Kevin Love. If he doesn't come back to Cleveland, ooh, and Wiggins goes on to be a 12, 13, 14-time All-Star like a lot of these guys do in the NBA, yeah, that might hurt. That might hurt a lot. Yes, sir, that might hurt. Are you not entertained? Huh? You know you are, man. Oh, man, I have such a great time doing this show. I don't know about you. I get a chance to display my singing talents. I have a great time, man, talking about sports with my friends, with my Stewies, my peoples. Thank you so much for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to the Tree of Life, the producer to the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to Waterhead Walter, assistant producer to the Doug Stewart Show. Dwayne Bassan, Gerald Oliveri, my engineers. Shouts out to y'all. Once again, thank you to the Stewies. Appreciate all you do. Pass the word. Tell at least one person. That would really be good about the Doug Stewart Show. We'll do it again tomorrow on a Throwback Thursday. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.